Pembeezy. Right, so anyway, let's move on. So today's topic is, do you think paternity tests should happen at birth for all children? I think it's a very, very quite serious topic, actually. Paternity tests normally happen on, was it Maury show? I grew up watching Maury. I'm sure most of us grew up watching Maury. And we used to love the fact that, we could also play the game of, was it, is he the father? Is he not the father? If you used to watch Maury, drop some fire in the comments, please. If you used to watch Maury, drop some fire in the comments, please. That's what I'm asking. Drop some fire in the comments, please. Come on. Let me see some flames. Let me see the flames. Fam, the way Maury used to have us gassed up, yeah? Like, we used to watch Maury and be like, and you know what's mad? You know what's mad about Maury, yeah? Like, when the girls would come on, first of all, they're all loud, isn't it? You know Americans, yeah? They're all loud. All loud, high energy, talk it how it is. They don't mince their words. It is what it is, right? But fam, I ain't gonna lie, I got bare wrong. I used to get bare wrong. I'd look at the girl's face and I'd be like, why would she come all the way here and lie? Why would she come all the way here and lie? Alright, cuz. And you know what's funny? Yeah? You know my favorite part of Maury? When they go to the screen. Remember, they'll get up from the chair to prove their point. See, Maury, see? I'm telling you, he the daddy. Look. The baby got eyes. He got eyes. The baby got a nose. He got a nose. The baby got a mouth. He got a mouth. See, Maury, I told you, he the daddy. He the daddy. Maury, he the daddy. Why would I come all the way up here and waste your time, Maury? Maury, I love you, Maury. I love you, Maury. Why would I waste your time? Yeah, he the daddy. He know he the daddy, and he gonna give me all my money that I deserve. In the case of James, you are not the father. And yo, you remember when the man used to do the dance? I'm not the daddy. I'm not the daddy. I'm not the daddy. They always did the robot, innit? Yo, and then when the mom runs off, the mom, she runs off and say, ah! Why they always like that like this, isn't it? Do the test again. Do the test again. Shaquisha, you do know that this is 99.9% accurate. Do the test again. Fam, I gave up, fam. Not gonna lie, gave up. Gave up, fam, because I was getting too many of them wrong. I believed in so many women. I believed in them, right? And they would always let me down, man. Always let me down. Yeah? And there's times when the baby blatantly looked like my man. It blatantly looked like the guy. And it weren't his. It weren't his. And bringing it back to the topic, right? Bringing it back to the topic now. Raising a child that you believe is yours, right? Raising a child that you believe is yours, and then finding out that it's not. Raising a child and then finding out that it's not, yeah? This sounds like some cruel shit. This sounds like some impossible shit. But ladies and gentlemen, we all know this shit happens, yeah? Now, just like we spoke about prenups yesterday, should paternity tests just happen anyway? Should they just happen anyway? What does anybody have to lose by doing this as a standard procedure at birth? What does anybody have to lose? Would there be more ownership of our behavior if you take the test and then, you know what, you never have to worry, you never have to wonder? Do you know what's mad, yeah? I don't know what it is about mothers and grandmas, but they always got this sense sometimes when mothers and grandmas look at their child and they be like, boy, that ain't yours. I'll tell you a story. One of my, I'll say family, yeah, one of my family cousins had his first child years ago. Well. So let's pull back. So one of my cousins had slept with a girl. She got pregnant. When she was pregnant, she said to him that it wasn't his. Yeah, she said to him that it wasn't his. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, who else have you been with? Like, it's been me and you, so what are you talking about? She said to him that it wasn't his, because they had broken up, and then she was having the baby, she was pregnant, and she said to him it wasn't his. So lo and behold, the baby comes, and he's like, look, I want to come there, I want to see that baby, and then I'll walk away. If it's mine, I'll walk away. Listen, that baby looked more like him than him. I will repeat myself. That there baby, looked more like him than him. I saw it. Stevie Wonder saw it. Ray Charles saw it. Everybody could tell that was their baby. He said, it's not yours. So what did he do? He said, cool. And then it kind of played with him for a while. Guys, 5 years later, she calls him out the blue. How she got his number, I don't know. When a woman's vexed with you, yeah, or when the woman's trying to find you, she will find your number, boy. 5 years later, she calls him up and goes, she apologized. And she said that this is his child, and she apologized that she lied to him in the beginning, and that if he wants to see her, he can come and see her. 5 years, man. As a dad, the first 5 years are everything. Absolutely everything as a father. Like the first 5 years, absolutely everything. Do you know what I mean? And when you go about your life, shit, you might go on and meet someone else and start a whole family, and then you find out that something pulls you back into an old situation, and then you find out you're a dad and you've been a dad. Imagine that you find out you've been a dad and you didn't even know, right? And I said to him, yo, bro, that is your baby, bro. I said it to him. What could he do? She wouldn't take a paternity test. She wouldn't take a DNA test. All that. She wouldn't take nothing. She wouldn't let him do nothing. She said, we're gone. That's it. She actually moved to another country with the baby. Came back after 5 years. And then tells him that he's the dad. Listen, that to him, and this guy is like 6'5", big like tall, just man. Broke down. That was the first time I saw my cousin break down, tears. Yeah? Because he was like, he never ever believed that it wasn't his child. And we all did, the whole family did. But what was he supposed to do? He wasn't the type of guy to kind of bully his way through with her or get aggressive or anything like that. He just had to take it. So, but I remember seeing this man break down and just kind of just like accept something that he knew wasn't the case, but he had no way to prove it. And then 5 years later, he reconnects with his daughter, and this was a long time ago. This is a while ago, but now she's about like 13, 14. Do you know what I mean? They have a really, really good relationship. They're very, very close as friends, and I remember just seeing that, thinking to myself like, wow, like this is mental. Like, you want to break a man? You really want to break a man? Mess with his children. Mess with that. But again, there's some, the flip side of that is that there's some really horrible people out there that you probably don't want to know that. You don't want them to know that they're the father, because then you're going to be bonded with them for life. There's a lot of guys out there that have done some horrible things to women, and for them it's an escape. It's a way to get rid of that guy, because that guy's not treating them right. There's all kinds of reasons, you know what I mean? But one day that child's gonna grow up, and he's gonna want to know who his dad is. And I'll tell you, look, this. I don't know if I should tell you though. Let me just think here. Let me just think. No, I won't tell you. Look, it's in my book. It's in my book, and I don't wanna ruin my book. But something happened to me in my life where it was like, whoa, what the hell? Everything you knew was a lie. So I know firsthand how that can feel, and seeing him going through it was immense. So, should paternity tests just be a standard thing at birth for all children? Why isn't it? Why isn't it standard? Why can't you get it done there and then? Like, and I listen, man, them. Some of you be like, why would I need it when I know I'm the only one that be my girl, fam? I don't know the price you put on peace of mind, but bro, there's nothing. There isn't a price. There isn't a price for peace of mind, bro. Sometimes it's just better to know why go through life. I mean, some people just, believe it's true and know it's true and then there's nothing to worry about, whatever. But listen to me. Why not confirm it? Why not confirm it? Some people get older, their children get older, they start to realize that this child does not look anything like them at all. It's not impossible for you to have a child and it not look like you. But damn, some people be black as 12 a.m. at night. And their baby come out Chinese to us, and ain't nobody Asian here. Ain't nobody Asian. But you gotta be out here taking this kid to school, explaining to the teachers that you're really his dad at parents' evening. Your baby's getting straight A's, so you know he ain't yours. I'm just saying. Yeah? Your baby's smart as hell. So you know he ain't yours. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts, guys. Let's get it cracking. Let's get the debate started. Yeah? Do you think paternity test should happen? And if you have any stories about people who have had taken the test and found out the baby wasn't there, share them. Do you know what I mean? Let me know.
Yo,
Lieutenant.
you grounded me, man.
Why?
Like, was it yesterday? I had so much to say. I had so much. No, it wasn't yesterday, because yesterday I actually
So it was Friday. It was Friday.
Because I did not, but the day before yesterday, bro, I had the list.
But it is. I think that one, there were so many people coming through. So many, bro. So many. How are you? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yourself?
So what do you think about paternity tests? Do you think that this should just happen as standard? Or do you feel like, look, if you know that it's yours and your partner's not been with anyone else, there's no need for it?
First of all, Kojo, it depends. Do you understand? Because you can't be living with your partner, your long-term partner, have a baby and try and get a paternity test. That's like an insult to the woman. So, but me personally, if I have to take a paternity test, now I shouldn't be with that particular woman in the first place. No man should be with a woman that you have doubt in the first place.
That's everything you're saying is true. That's factual. That's facts. That's not even an opinion, right?
But having said that,
exactly.
Having said that, Kojo, I know 3 people. Yeah?
Hey, please, Jesus. What?
I know 3 people. Yeah, 2 in America and 1 here. My friend, he's been looking after this boy for what? Up to he's 16 years old. This guy was in America. In America, for you to bring your children up to America, they, you know, they do the DNA in it.
Yeah. No! No! That's when he
Kojo,
found out.
16. Like, you know, obviously he moved to America, like, better his life. It's okay, it's time for my son and my partner to join me, Kojo. I don't even know why I'm laughing, yeah? When they did the DNA, do I need to tell you the result, Kojo?
Was he married to this woman?
Traditional. They did the traditional before he went to America to, you know, just pursue a better life.
So only because. So at what point was she going to say something? Because obviously she knew it was going to come out. She knew.
No, but she didn't know that they would do a DNA.
Oh, so he just went and done it by himself.
No, you know, when you're filing for your child to join you in America, it's mandatory. You have to do a DNA test. You have to do a DNA test to prove that that child is yours. And you know what? Is the U.S. embassy that do the DNA. It's not even like it's the U.S. embassy. Like you go to a specific allocated like hospital and they will do the swap. They do the swap for whatever the parent in America and do everything. And boy,
look at God.
Kojo. But the thing is that this guy has looked after the boy. Like, you don't understand. He spent a lot of school fees, like looking after the mom. The guy, you know, the guy nearly like
went crazy.
Nearly lost it, but because he said he does not understand. Like, and you know, one thing with African, yeah, within African like community, imagine if I said, okay, I'm seeing Nadia, I'm just giving an example, yeah, and Nadia having to have a baby, yeah, there's always from, oh yeah, he's got his dad's toes, he's got his dad nose. They always will find something.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. That's what I said earlier. Something about moms and grandmas. They will look at your baby thoroughly. Yeah? Thoroughly they will look and they know. They know. When something ain't right, they know. And they will tell you, like, what are you talking about? They know. They have this sense, this sixth sense, that they will look at that child and they will know. And to hear that story, bro, that's a madness. Because she would never have told him, obviously.
She would never have told him, Kojo. But you know, there's a saying in Africa that a lot of the firstborns, yeah, are not the dads.
Hey, chairman.
A lot. Like,
don't say that. Don't say that, please. Please.
No, no, I said a lot. Because what it is, you know, I don't want to sound, I know people are gonna be upset for me, but I'm just telling the truth. Because in Africa, like, a woman, yeah, will have a boyfriend and will be dating somebody that can provide for them, like paying for their bills, like renting them a house and that. So what happens when they get pregnant? What they do, they give it to the person that will give them a better life.
So then they'll be like, you're the dad. Because
yes. Yes. It happens all the time. And the second, like the one that lives here, yeah, my friend, the guy, like, nobody know where he is now. Because Kojo, like, you know, we've been going to Ghana from there, like 20 years ago, like doing event. You know, when we start promoting all the Afrobeat movement, like, yeah. So, you know, we started doing trips to Ghana every Christmas. And this guy, like, I met when I came here about 95. So, but he's Ghanaian, but he was born here. So I convinced him to go Ghana and he loved it. So every year come and he happened to meet a girl in Ghana. He liked the girl. He came back, they communicated everything. So what it is he was doing the papers for the girl to come here. But when he goes to Ghana, the girl will give him oh, can you give this to my cousin? Like maybe, you know, like plantain chips. Okay, maybe, you know, fish, fried fish. You know, like the normal stuff that you bring.
Yeah.
So this supposedly cousin will come to the guy's house, and then with, oh, your cousin, I'm doing your cousin papers and stuff. Your cousin will be here soon and stuff. So we all know that the girl's cousin is that particular guy. So when everything went through and the girl got the visa and everything, so he called the guy and said, yo, your cousin got the, I'm going to pick her up at the airport. Let's go. Kojo, they went, yeah, pick up, like, and
yeah, they picked her up.
Yeah, but they never gave it away. That oh, they're not cousin, not knowing that cousin, the guy that live here, used to be like her long-time boyfriend in high school. So what happened now? You know, like the girl came now. The guy works nights, like it's what do you call it? Security, works nights. So you know, like that guy will come through the yard, like
chop it up.
Like, so the guy was comfortable, like, oh, you know what? I'm going to work, and leave them because you know, like your cousin, innit?
Yeah.
Your cousin. So to one day he work in the city, you know, one of them like high security building that you have to have a bar security, like whatever. Man came back to the house to pick up the security tag, yeah. Open the door, fam.
Oh!
And man, this is like, this happened like maybe like 7 years after. So can you imagine, Kojo? This happened 7 years after that she came here. The guy opened the door, yeah. He said, like, you know what? Like when
you know what? This ain't even funny, yeah. But I'm doing a nervous laugh. It's like a nervous laugh.
You know what? I'm laughing about it now because, like, you know, but back then, I'm having to try and console a big man. Like, you understand? Like,
yeah.
And he said to me, bro, do you know it's my wife, yeah? And I don't want to say bad, I don't even, the position that this guy was, I don't even do that, and he's my wife. Bro, he said the guy got the, oh, like, could you, like, I don't even. So now, at that time, they've got 2 kids. What do you do, Kojo?
I go to jail. That's like I go to jail, fam. That's mad. That's mad.
That's what. So that, going back to my answer, yeah. Like I said, it's not fair to have a long-term partner living with them and do, but having Kojo is mad. Like, boy,
but you know what it is? It's one of the ones where, like, I understand, like, it would be so disrespectful to the woman, yeah? Because she'd be like, why would you even think that is necessary? Yeah? But bro, they call it hiding in plain sight. You know what that means? Hiding in plain sight means when it's so, when they do it in front of you, so how can it be true?
It's deep. Can you imagine deep for how many years?
Bro,
deep.
Do you know what it is? The way I feel right now about just everything, even from like yesterday's topic, man, sometimes you just gotta get shit off your chest from the beginning. Get shit off your chest from the beginning. Like you dating someone, listen, listen, we're getting a paternity test. I'm just letting you know we're getting a paternity test. I'm just letting you know, prenup. Just let them know. Let them know. Let them know when you meet them in the club at the bar, blood. What do you want to drink? Paternity test. Yeah. Let me get 2 paternity tests on the rocks. Fam.
You can meet them in the church. And it doesn't make no difference, fam. It does not make no difference.
Fam. Listen.
The guy, we don't, like, I haven't seen him for for years. Like he went. Nobody have seen
You know what's
him.
mad? You probably have seen him, but probably didn't recognize him. like that shit would send me mad. I ain't gonna lie, that would be mad. Woo! Ain't no jokes there. But listen, Ems, let me keep it moving, man. Yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, bro.
No problem.
Mental. All right, fam. Ha. Wow. Wow, we were. That was wild. That was wild, man. 7 years after, you know. And the first one with the DNA test, trying to get his son to come and live with him in America. And that's when he finds out that it's not his. We are saying, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. We are saying, ba-ba-na-na. Ba-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Go with your dad. Hey.
Hold on a minute. No head wrap. No shower cap. No face mask.
Go to your
Who
dad.
is this? Who is this human being? Who is this fine woman? Who is this married woman? Who is this special lady?
You know.
What's going on?
Oh, Kojo. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, babe. I'm good, man. I was just listening to that story.
I know. I mean, you could make that up, really, could you?
I mean, listen, my people are different. You know, our people are different, innit? Our people move mad.
I'm telling you.
16 years. Like,
Painful.
and now his dad's around, walking around somewhere, don't even know.
I'm telling you.
The amount of dads that might be walking around here with kids that they don't even know.
Oh, there's enough. There's enough. I know people who think that's their kid, but it's not their kid.
But what? Because the girls told you?
Huh? Oh, yeah, and we know.
No!
Yeah, and at the very least, they're pretty sure he's not. So there's a good element of doubt. But what is my business now? What is my business? I can't go and break up a happy home. Let them be carrying on.
But it's not happy. He don't know.
That's why it's happy. So what? So I should go and say what? I think your child.
You should never say. It's not your place to say. It's never your place to say. But
I just always wonder when something happens or something. But the thing is, one particular case, I'm wondering how the guy doesn't know, because that kid doesn't look like you. And I know sometimes looks is, you can't go on looks, but dang, really, you know. So it's one of those kind of ones. But yeah,
I remember staring at my son for like 48 hours.
No, your child looks like you.
I know.
Finish. That's your mirror. What are you talking about? Hey,
I looked at Roman and like, blink again.
Even if you try to, I'd be like, look at you. Can't you look in the mirror? I
was like, Roman, blink again. Let me see that.
He looks like you. Yeah.
That's my boy, man. That's my boy. Oh, like that is crazy. So yeah. So what are you saying?
Okay. So here's the thing. So I don't think paternity tests should happen at birth for all children.
Why?
For all children, and I'll tell you why. Okay. First of all, my question is, who's going to pay for it? Is this going to be something that they're going to get free on NHS? Because at the moment, when people want a paternity test, they have to pay for it. Okay. They have to pay for it. So I don't think, it's not everyone that needs it. Let's be real. I think maybe if we say, you know, like how you get the option of, do you want to donate an organ? Do you want to donate blood? Do you want to donate, like, when you have a child, they ask you if you want to donate like your placenta for testing and things like that. So I think it should be an option like that, to say, look, is there a requirement for DNA testing? But
isn't that the case now?
What do you mean?
Isn't that the case now, where it's something that you have to request?
So
because my thing is this. If you don't make it mandatory, and I agree with the fact that some people don't need it, absolutely.
Yeah.
But to normalize it, would mean everybody would have to have it. See, when everybody has to have it, yeah, then it's second nature. I feel like if you don't make everybody have to do it, then there's a chance of being offensive to your wife. See, if the government said it's natural, then you wouldn't be, but you couldn't be offended if the government said this is what has to happen. But
here's the thing.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, Kojo. Let's put offense aside. That's something you lot have to manage, whoever the couple is or whatever. That's you lot's business.
Damn.
Okay? NHS, okay? I'm not paying my taxes for you lot to be trying to figure out, oh, just for fun. Oh, yeah, let's just do it. No, I ain't got that time, okay? If it's not in question by both parties, it shouldn't be required.
But why would the mother ever go?
Hold on. If one party, including the man, especially the man, says, look, I would like a DNA test, then I think it should happen. Then they could be like, okay, this is a situation where it's required. Another reason why I think as well is because often when DNA is in question, it's not always at birth. Do you understand? Because sometimes the man is not present at the birth. Do you understand? It's a little bit, maybe afterwards, it's when maybe they want to, when you're talking about CSA, you know, like child support, when you're talking about putting the child's name on the birth certificate, that's when all some of these things come into play. So you've moved away from the birth. The child's already been born, you know. So at that point, if they need DNA, who's going to pay for it? Just what I mean. You know, so there's all these.
I think, see, I'm in agreement with you. But at the end of the day, I just feel like, you know, like again, no excuses. That's my motto. No excuses, right? So if it was mandatory, the option of even lying to somebody, because some people know, some people know, the option of being able to lie is automatically gone.
Yeah, but we're grown. Yeah, but you're dealing with adults.
I know, but you're saying you're dealing with adults, yeah? You're saying you're dealing with adults. Asia, come on, yeah? We know that not every 40-year-old is a grown adult, yeah? They don't behave mature, right? And I'm just saying, for those people who one day their child is 16 and then find out this is not theirs, this is not their child. They are in love with the child, they've raised this child, right? Like that pain could have been taken away from a long time ago if it was mandatory. So because I feel like there's no offense to the woman if the government said this is mandatory and we're going to pay for it. Just say the NHS. Just say.
So okay, listen to what you're saying. Okay, listen to what you're saying, Kojo. You're saying it should be mandatory.
And I'm playing devil's here. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So one, because it saves the whole argument and shame of, because it's mandatory, so that's why they're doing it, so people can hide behind the fact that, oh, it's not me making you do it, it's mandatory, you know. That's one. Again, they're adults, okay? And you're now saying that the other reason is because for someone not to live their lives not knowing they have a child or thinking some child is theirs, you know. Again, these are behaviors that you don't want to. It's not the government, or it's not me as a taxpayer's responsibility to take care of your mess. Do you understand? As a couple, it's not my responsibility, okay? However, I understand if, it's a case where if you feel it needs to be done and you need to get it done, go and get it done. But
if you want it done,
you can do DIY DNA.
But if you want it done, you know what? Yeah, I hear you, but I feel like I'm just putting myself into the situation. Yeah, and knowing me, I would have more of a what would be in my head more is me asking the woman for a DNA. Yeah, I'll be more scared of that than finding out the result, because I would technically be saying to her, I don't trust you.
Okay, so first of all, this conversation would have been happening before the child is born. Okay,
right.
If there was, if you were questioning whether this child is mine, it would somehow, somewhere, roundabout way, would have come up.
Very true. I hear that.
The question now is two things we need to think about. At the time this woman is giving birth, when somebody is giving birth, the primary concern at that very moment is the child, the well-being of the child and the mother. So screw you on whether you think you're the father or not. No one cares about that at that very moment, okay?
Yeah.
Now, when we move away from that day and we talk about, okay, we now want to do a paternity and things like that. I don't want no, I mean, like you said it right. If you look at Murray, half the people who get on Murray, the reason they come on there is because it's free. Some of them are just ratchet. Some of them are just, I don't want no guy that's, because he feels like he wants to delay taking responsibility for his father. For taking responsibility as a father. I don't want him now coming around and be like, I want you. Who's paying for it? I'm not paying for it. I'm not.
Yeah, I know, but if he pays for it, what's the problem?
Okay, if he wants to pay for it, then it shouldn't matter whether it's mandatory. Do you understand? Because the hospital can't do anything about it. If you want it and the woman is not, you can take her to court. So as it is, at the moment, as it is, men have a lot of rights that they don't know and they don't exercise. I'll give you an example. So if a man is married to a woman, and if she's married to a woman that if they're married and they have a child, if he's not present when the child's being registered, his name goes on because they're married. Okay. If they're not married, the man needs to physically be there, or the child's name cannot be there. Do you understand? But what men don't sometimes understand is that things like if you're believing that this child is mine and this woman is making out like this child is not mine, then the best thing for you to do at that point is get a court order. Okay, you can get a court order that will mandate her to take a paternity test. Now, I understand you might not be able to find out if she's ducking and diving and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, my cousin's gonna move to America, smooth.
Yeah, but you can still do that if it's a situation where the man is hiding and he doesn't want to be whatever. It's the same thing. But the issue now is about whether or not the other person is compliant, whether the other person is playing ball, or they want to know, they don't want to know.
It's illegal to be served to take the test and not take it.
Sorry?
Is it illegal to be served to take the paternity, the DNA test and not take it?
Is it illegal?
Yeah. So if somebody says, "Oh, you have to take the test," and then I say, "I ain't taking no test," is that illegal?
If you've got a court order, then you've breached the court order. So let's say, for example, the father of my child is not taking responsibility. He's not on the birth certificate, but I know he's the father of my child. I'm going to CSA. I'm saying, look, you're the father, and all this kind of stuff. And he's saying, no, I don't know if the child's mine. So CSA will be like, okay, that's fine. We can solve this. Let's do a DNA test. Once you do a DNA test, sorry, I had a call come through. That will clear up whether or not you are the father. Do you understand? And and it goes from there. If there's a situation, sorry about that. If there's a situation where you're already on the birth certificate, and you think maybe you are not the father of the child, or something you've been told you're not the father of the child, again, you can do a DNA. Okay, and once you do a DNA, you can come off. But however, I think once the child gets to the age of 7, you cannot change the information on the child's birth certificate. Do you understand?
Regardless if the dad's on it or not.
No, you cannot change it. But you can. But the legal responsibility, the parental responsibility, will not sit with you. Just what I mean, because the DNA is proving that you're not the father. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Do you understand what I mean? So I think there's a lot of layers. The reason why I don't think you should be mad, it's like opening Pandora's box when you do that, okay? Because you've got people that don't want to take responsibility. You've got people that are hiding because they're not sure who the father is and all of that. Do you understand?
But I'm saying, but who loses with the test being mandatory? Who loses out?
Taxpayers, we lose out.
Oh, no, but I'm saying, say it was the NHS and they covered it. Yeah, just say they covered it. Yeah, just put that as a hypothetical thing. Who loses out if this is a free service now and it's just part of the government saying you can get this done for free? Who loses out in that situation? Okay,
nobody loses out. But here's the point I'm trying to make, Kojo. Yeah, if we have that kind of budget, do you know what we can do with that money? There's something about being accountable as an adult.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? And I feel you just need to, this is why before you lay down somewhere, know where you're laying. Know where you're laying, know where you're opening your legs and closing your legs. Do you understand? Know where you're putting your thing. Do you understand? You've got to really, people need to start thinking and start taking more responsibility. We can't work around it by mandating paternity tests. We can't do it, but we can't fix the problem by doing that, because there's a number of issues around that. Aside from, I mean, one side is
besides the test.
Yes. And do you know what? If my husband, look, I'm married. If my husband had come to me and said to me that he wanted a paternity, I would give it to him now. You know, the dirty slap I would give him after they said you are the father is a different thing. Do you understand? But I'll let him have it. I will never deny him that one.
Asia, police are watching this debate. Okay.
Okay. I mean, the nice cuddle I'll give him.
Where are you going today? You look dressed up. Where you going today?
No, I went to catch some sun. No, I was in the park.
Come on.
I went to catch some sun. I said, let me look like a human being for once.
You look good, man.
Thank you.
All right, Queen. I'll let you go, yeah?
All right. Okay.
All
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, big sis Asia. Love her. Hotep McCosy in the building. All right. Do you think paternity tests should happen at birth for all children?
Hi, Kojo.
Hey, honey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. Talk to me. What are you saying?
You know, I think some of the times people make it about them and their partner, whereas I think we need to think about the child. If the guy, for example, wants a paternity test, and then you say, okay, no, like, I don't, like, what, don't you trust me, all of this? How is he going to then act to the child? Will he resent the child because he doesn't know? Will he care less? I feel like we've got to think about, you know, the relationship then that the child will have with the person who, you know, has doubts about the child. Like financially, I think, as you were saying before, if it will have like I feel like it's like more than money, you know. It's like, you know, thinking of the child's life, and, you know, if you two will be like being the best parents you can, and if that means knowing like one person unsure and like that being clarified, and that just means that the environment the child's going to be brought up in is going to be the best that it can, that's really important. Because, you know, later on the child, I don't know, you know, the effect that can have on the child if like
Absolutely.
one of the parents has doubts.
Listen, I hear that, yeah, but you are also in the same breath asking the guy to continue a relationship with somebody who's lied to him. You are asking him to continue a relationship with somebody who is got him in a situation who is denying somebody else from potentially being a father. Yeah, because technically that's what you're doing. The child didn't make itself. Yeah, so you as in, like, if the guy isn't, say like the male that's asking for the test isn't the father, then the father is out there. Now. You may say to yourself, you know what? But the guy that I'm dating now, he's got more money. He's a better person. He's situated and all the other stuff, right? So to you, you're saying, oh well, this is better for my child. But there's a guy out there. No, but I'm saying, but there's a guy out there.
Yeah.
Who is the dad?
That's what
No, that's not so. Who also may want to have kids and has a kid and don't even know that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So for me, why does the woman get to dictate who's the dad to her child when the guy who thinks he's the dad isn't the dad? Because to be fair, many people who, and I think this happens quite a bit, many people who find out they're not the father, decide that, you know what? I've given too much into this. This is my son. I want to look after them. Yeah. Are we getting our wires?
Yeah. Oh, I get what you mean. You were
Because
speaking about
your concern was about the child. Yeah. So are we saying the same thing?
Oh, I was just saying, if like for example, if the guy wanted the test, I feel like they should be able to.
So you're on the side of the guy, sir. You're on the side of the guy.
Yeah, that they should be able to have a test because of the outcome it's going to have on the child, because it may make the man then think, look, this might not even be my child. I'm not going to bother. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like they should have every right to have
Right. Okay. Now
and
I understand.
what you were saying about the woman shouldn't be able to say if they can or can't. True as well. I don't like, if they want to know. I know it will have an effect maybe on the relationship. Right. You only know like when that happens, but you've got to think about, I feel like it will be really important to think about the child and how that person now is going to act to the child if they don't know, and if they're just, you know, in question, is that my child? And just the effect it will have on the child if, yeah.
And you know what it is? Like, what you won't be able to do ever is unknow. like you can't unknow, that you can't like be told that this ain't the truth and then act like it is the truth. Like, it don't mean that you will love them any less, or you know that you're not going to look after them, but you can't unteach yourself the facts of what's just happened. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And for me, like, you know, I'm totally in agreement with you. I think we're saying the same thing of clarity, just giving that person clarity, because again, everybody deserves to work from the truth. It's like if you only want to sleep with a girl and you don't want to date her, let her know, because if she decides to do that, then she's working from the truth. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you lie to her and gas her up and tell her that you want a relationship and all the other stuff, and then you sleep with her, then it's like you've led her, you've not allowed her to kind of work from the truth and make her own decision. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So in that sense, I agree with you that once the guy knows, then he can work from the truth. Do you know what I mean? Not every guy is going to be like, well, F that, that's not my son. When you've been at a child's birth, when you've held a child, when you've raised the child, when you've clothed him, when you've fed him, when you've taken him for walks, that's your child. Like, it'll be very, do you know what I mean? It'll be very hard for you to.
I didn't mean
the
person who's not the father, like the biological father, can't be as much of a dad. I definitely didn't mean that. They can.
No, I know.
Just the biological.
No, yeah, I listen. I'm in agreement with you. I think for peace of mind, absolutely. You know, it allows you to know what the situation is and then act accordingly. Do you know what I mean? And what the mother may think is the worst case scenario might end up being the best case scenario, because now everything's out, everybody knows what it is, and then they can be happy. Do you see what I'm trying to say? The whole other thing is, will he be able to trust that woman again? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, there's I'd rather someone tell me what it is rather than me have to go and do the DNA test and find out. Like, man, you know what I mean? Like, don't let me go and do the whole DNA test and then pull out paper in front of people and look like an idiot. Like, if you know, just tell me. There's a bit more of respect from if a woman just says, you know what, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry I lied to you, but don't let me go through all of that, injecting the child and all the other stuff, all of that, because you just didn't want to come out and say what it was. You know what I mean? So, Hannah, thank you for coming on. But do you want to say something else?
It was just about like, imagine if like the guy who's not the biological dad brought up the child for like 10 years and like maybe they're like 20 now. You know what, I always feel like, I know, like not to like say that someone who's not the biological won't be like the dad, like the best dad, but sometimes people like to go back. They like to know who was my real, and just all of that, that's going to take a mental toll on that child. I mean, like that 20-year-old now. and you can just think about like that can mess some people up. So that's why it's so good for, like at the beginning, you know, just so, you know, even if you can even communicate that like as the child's growing up, so when they're 20, just don't hit them like so heavy, you know.
You know what? Yeah, some people know that they're not the child's father, right?
Yeah.
And then they would say, you know, I don't want him to know otherwise.
Oh, I know.
What would you say to that? If somebody said, look, I know I'm not the dad, yeah, but I was there at birth, I was there, blah 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 blah. What would you do? Would you tell that child, or would you say to that, you know, respect the guy that took control, handled everything? Like, what would you do?
I think, you know what, yeah, I think in that point, respect kind of comes out of it. Like, I'm all about truth. Like, I'm going to mention this was the person who was there from the start. I'll make sure that is instilled. And you'll know that because you grew up with, like, the person who's not the biological. But you've got to know the truth, because that can even break the relationship between the mum and the child. Like, how could you not tell me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel, oh, my gosh, like, that trust, like, that you have with your mum, like, that's like, if you can hide that, what else are you? Are you my mum? I don't know. Hey, you gotta be honest. I know it's hard, but I feel like, I don't know. I won't say every, because sometimes the biological, they didn't want you. So, but in every case, not every, but the majority of cases, the child, I feel like they want to know the biological. They just want to see, like, even if it was like a rejection thing, they just want to see. Let me meet them. Let me see it. Like, I want to know, like, you know, the truth. I want to know. Do you know what I mean? Your mum, anyone can tell you anything. That's all. Like, that could just be all talk, unless you hear it from the person, see it in their eyes, and feel that energy. Like, and that will confirm with you, and you won't be in like so much, like, you know, questions with your, you know, with yourself and with what happened. I don't know.
And also, just, you know, you grow up and you start to look at your dad and you think, we don't look the same. Like, why don't I look like my dad and all of that? Listen, I'll tell you what, mate. That's what I'm saying. It always comes out. Trust me, it always comes out. But Hannah, thank you for coming on. Thank you for making so much amazing points, man. Like, you're really good. Like, you know, you made some amazing points. And it's always a pleasure to have you on here. Yeah.
Thank you, Kojo.
All right, like. Bye.
See you. Bye.
That's my homie. That was nice. Nice.
What's going on, brother?
How you doing, sir?
How are you?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. What's going on? You good?
Yeah, man. Just listening to your debates. You've been making quarantine very interesting to me, boy. I've been loving these little topics that's been going on. There's a lot of fiery stuff.
Oh, I know, man. I know, but it gets the blood pumping and the mind moving. You know what I mean?
I know. It's like the other day you was talking about rules of dating and stuff like that, and I was itching to jump on, but I had too much people around me. So I couldn't really get to sit down and talk.
Nah,
but yeah,
this
topic, you got another juicy one here too. Paternity tests.
What are you saying? What do you think?
The crazy thing is, I'm on the line of, I don't think you should actually get it done mandatory. Even though I do know there's a lot of stories of, you know, women having children and letting a man raise that child for a long time, I still do kind of believe it shouldn't be mandatory. Now, that's what I think. I'm going to be very short on it because that's where I am. And a lot of people have already said a lot of things about it, which has kind of covered a lot of areas which I would kind of go into. But when you're with a partner for a long time, you kind of I don't feel you need to, unless you've got a serious reason to do it.
As in, like, serious doubt.
serious doubt in your mind? Had, you know, at the time when she's pregnant, have you been with her for 7 months and she's 9 months and she's ready to drop? Unless you've got real huge suspicions, you shouldn't need to.
Man doing the calculations like, what?
Yeah. Because even like, you know, I was having a conversation with one of my brethren, yeah, and I was like, the Windrush, yeah? I can't even say it, but the Windrush generation, yeah? Now, the boats that were coming from Jamaica, yeah, there was a lot of people already over in England sending for their wife, yeah? In those situations, I might have wanted a paternity test because you was on that boat for a long time. Boats don't travel like how they travel now, yeah? You was on that boat for a long time, and I know that they was doing some sweet talking.
Yeah.
They were playing bands.
Donovan, Marlon, them man there.
All right. And I know for certain that a lot of people, when they came over, they were already pregnant, already had the seed in the belly and that. So those situations, I might want it. You know what I mean? But
I'm dying. Oh, that's too funny.
But in current situations, when you're with a woman, because remember, this is probably the only trick that a female can play on you. So you really have, this goes to show you really have to pay attention to the type of person that you're building with. Do you know what I mean?
But you know what? People say that, right? And you know what? And I understand why people say that, and it's so easy to say. But when will you ever really know anybody, man? Real talk.
No, it takes a lifetime. You can live. Listen, one thing that I always say though, you will never know a woman until you live with them.
Absolutely.
I don't even sometimes. I got a lot of friends that say, my girl, I'm going out with this girl, and bro, it's been months. Now it's turned into years, and bro, you're not living with her. So I don't really class that as a relationship.
Bro, I can confirm that. You ain't in no relationship. Yeah, you're dating, fam. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're still dating.
Yeah, you're dating.
You're still dating.
When you live with someone, yeah, then you can tell me who you're with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a situation that I might want a paternity test as well. No, what's it? It only in some people's case, it only takes 5 minutes. Yeah? Only takes 5 minutes in some people's case. You know? You might have had this is the thing. When you don't live with a woman as well, you can have it's like you've got that area where you can't escape the argument. She's upset with you, you're upset with her, you're in the house together. There's only so far you go before you have to kind of connect together and fix things. Yeah. Whereas when now you've got that separate place where you can go, this is the thing this is why I know a lot of people nowadays break up. You've got a separate whole yard where if I don't want to see you, I don't have to answer my phone.
Yeah.
I can block you on Instagram, I can block you on all my social media. I don't have to deal with you until I'm ready to deal with you. And more time, when I'm ready to deal with you, I've already moved on. So there's situations where you might want to have a paternity test, but in reality, it should only be after a child. And do you know how much problems that paternity test at birth will cause? Especially with us, our people.
Yeah, and
they got enough drama in A&E. They got enough drama in A&E to worry about. Then man finding out the day of his child's birth that she ain't mine or he ain't mine. You see, mama will pop off wig and start lick down. No. That's a lot of drama, bro. That's a lot of unnecessary drama in the NHS. They already got to deal with wild West London. You know what I mean? Then to add that in the mix, no.
Because you know what?
That don't need to be mandatory.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's true. The last thing you need is people cussing in the hospital.
What?
Pure rascal and bomber clout.
And it's a lot of adrenaline. It's a lot of adrenaline like that situation there, you know. Because even as a man, like you're going through, like you're watching the baby coming, you're like, oh my god, you're going through the whole process, and then now what? They do a little swab. The same time now you're holding the hand like, oh babe, you've done such a good job. It's not yours. Switch up quick. No.
Man start lift up things in the hospital, fam.
No.
People in wheelchair get up and run to us. You're like, rah, what is going on? Oi.
No, brother. I don't really think paternity test at birth is a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing. Let it be a little bit while later. Yeah. Maybe they should put like a 30-day thing on it. You know, like before you register the baby and you go and get that red book, have a little time where you can look at the baby and go, that mine. Yeah. Then maybe you can go and get a test. Yeah. But not straight away. Not straight away. Because when you was talking about women looking at babies, I got a little story for you.
Women looking at what?
Women looking at babies saying, oh yeah, you know, mums and grandma, they can go, oh yeah, you got the nose. Yeah, you got the eye. So I had a friend, yeah. He was going out with this girl for a very long time from school. And they were like off and on. And then there was a period where the girl was actually living in his yard for a long period of time. Anyway, she ends up getting pregnant. Living at the house. Parents are looking after the woman while she's pregnant as well. The baby gets delivered. When the baby comes to the house now, the mum picks up the baby, puts the baby in the air, starts looking at the baby. You know, like the Lion King business. Look at the baby. Your baby's beautiful. Baby get passed around the family. Everyone's looking at the baby like, oh, she got the eyes. She got the toe. Oh, look at your foot. She got the same toe as you. Look at your forehead. She got your forehead same way. That's the family nose. Anyway.
Nah.
After a little while now, comes out, there's someone that was in the wind that's upset that she's got this baby. And he's come round and he's like, nah, I was seeing her during this time, that baby's mine. Yeah? So now there's mix up about whose baby it is. Anyway, after they go and get the paternity test now, it's the other guy's baby. So
grandma don't know nothing.
Grandma don't know nothing, bro. You can't. It's like I say, it's the only trick that a woman can play on a man, bro. There's lots of horrible things that people can do, but you see that one there is a killer. And saying all of that, I still don't think this man is good.
Oh, no, respect, brother.
It's dangerous, brother. It's a real dangerous subject, especially like, all right. So now you've raised this child, yeah, and for some reason, then you need to have a paternity test. Now, at which point do you get into a mental part of I ain't fucking with this girl, I ain't fucking with the child neither? Is that what? Do you find out a year and you're like that? Or find out 16 years into the...
16 years, man, that's your pick-me. That's your pick-me. I don't care.
Yeah.
16 years. And I think by law, I think it's going to be your child as well. I think because you would have given it a rhythm that it can't be broken. Now, I don't know what the official thing is, but I know that after a certain amount of time, ain't doing nothing, fam. You get me? Like, I've seen that go to court. A man still goes up to the picnic because you've been there. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So for me, 1-2 years is an issue. After that, fam, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, nothing really. That's what I'm saying. You gotta hold that L. But at the same time, I think it gives the child a mental issue after that.
But what about if the dad comes true now and says, "Yo, that's my son"?
16 years later, that's a problem. That's a happy home.
But if he turns around and tells you that he wasn't told nothing, and he comes to you, that's a whole next thing now. He comes to you and says, look, I've taken the DNA, that's my you. Like, fam.
It's crazy. It is crazy. And then now you got to deal with this next person in your life. And then, you know what? That ruins your relationship after that with the woman.
Of course.
Because now you can't even trust her when she goes to the corner shop to go and get some milk. You can't. You can't.
You have to go with her, blood. You have to hold her hand.
Bro, we're going together. No, cause it's crazy because I mean, how can you play? You must know that the baby wasn't yours,
fam. You know, at times like this, I just want to play some Michael Jackson to us. You know, I just need to hear some Human Nature, some Heal the World. God, this is mad. Like, you know what? In my head, I had one question for this debate. Bro, there's about 50 questions now, Rude Boy.
That's the thing when you're talking about paternity. It opens up it's a big
That's what I
question.
used to
For
say, Pandora's box.
you know what I mean? Like what it makes people look at people like, who are you really deciding to lay down with?
No, but who are you? You know, like, imagine
pussy.
after 16 years, your girlfriend just do some Scooby-Doo thing on you, fam, and just be like,
Bro!
ah, I would have got away with it if it weren't for them pesky kids. Hey, she's a hit man with the Scooby-Doo, you know.
Oh, shit. I would have got away with it if it weren't for that guy coming back after how many years. What's wrong with you? But you know what? I think there's a certain time when you would know that child ain't yours anyway. Especially when they start going through puberty and their manly features or their womanly features start coming through. Yeah, but you would know.
I know, but by then, bro, the youth be like, fam, you ain't going nowhere. I'll pump you up, blood. All night, the youth 6 foot, fam. Telling you, don't go nowhere, cuz. How about that?
What? I got a 4-year-old, and the way the 4-year-old yam down the place, yeah. You know, you'll be going through that thinking when they're all big people now in the yard, and you're not even mind to blood clot, yeah, eat like that. Put you on rations now.
I'm dying. All right, Fram, thank you for coming on, King, man.
It's all right, bro. You take care of yourself, yeah?
Yeah, man. You too, brother. Later.
All right, bless.
Ah, mate. I caught some joke tonight. This topic is getting me hot. And I got all my windows open. Jeez, the stress. I feel stressed. Why do I feel so stressed? This is all hypothetical. It's mad. Smiler, please don't come and vex my spirit with nothing. Please. Smiler, listen. Kojo. I don't want to hear no story about that's going to just vex my spirit. Please. Please.
No, listen. No, I got a story for you, right? No, but do you know what? I've got to laugh about it, right? Because if I don't laugh about it, I'm going to cry, right? Serious. So I'm one of 24 children on my dad's side, right?
Okay, hold on. Your dad makes me feel lazy.
Honestly, my dad had 24 children, right?
What country is he from?
He's from St. Kitts.
St. Kitts? Okay, cool.
St. Kitts.
I know all Jamaicans was like, oh. Every Jamaican just took a side. Oh, thank God it's not us.
I know.
Thank God it's not one of us.
So, including myself, I know of 16, right? But 4 of them, he had a paternity test for, right? He was seeing this woman, so they're older than me, these children, right? So this woman had 8 boys. 4 of them are my dad's. And he knew 100%. He never hid it from us. He always told us that they existed. He's never hid any of his kids, kind of, right? But 4 of them out of the 8 are his children. But the woman gave all 8 to her husband. So these 4 boys do not know that they're my dad's children, but we know. We know exactly who they are. Some of them are like on our social media because they're related to people that we know, like uncles or something like that of people we know.
Yeah.
But he said, do not ever let them know.
But why did he let you know?
He let us know because we sat down with my dad one day and we had conversations with him and saying, you know, Dad, at the end, well, kind of. No.
Listen,
and I'll tell you another thing he did as well. Honestly, it was mad because we've had conversations with my dad throughout the years and we said, listen, Dad, at the end of the day, it's important for us to know, you know, because we're going to go out there, we're going to go in the world. Most of his kids like traveling and all that type of stuff. The last thing you want to do is... meet up with a brother or something like that.
Don't say it.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Because it can easily happen. Easily. I massive family, and it can easily happen. It happened to one of my nieces and nephews. Went out clubbing and all that type of stuff, and they were chatting at the bar. Really liked each other, started talking about like who their family, and it was a good thing that they had the conversation. Oh, you know, who's your family and all the rest, because you know what it's like in Cardiff, in Wales, most black families know
Yeah,
each other,
Jamaican, yeah.
or they're related in some
Yeah.
way. So they had the conversation, really liked each other, found out that they're actually cousins because one of their fathers and one of their sisters are related. So it's so important for children to know who their biological parents are. It really is. You can't mess about with it because it can come back around years later. It can.
I'm gonna stop going Ghana. I'm stop going Ghana.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop going Ghana. I'm not going during December no more because December's full of party. Full of party.
I know, I can imagine.
And my dad was moving mad. Yeah? So, listen, fam, I don't want to be finding out this thing over brandy and coke. You understand?
That's what I'm saying. And that's why we had the conversation with my dad, because we were like, Dad, you've got to let us know, because these boys, they're based out in New York, see, the family are. And my sister was an air hostess. And she was like, Dad, come on now. Like, we need to know exactly who our brothers and sisters are. You never know, because they do say that between brothers and sisters, there's that type of connection. Do you know what I mean? And it would be awful. It would be awful if you were to, you know, be attracted to your brother or sister or something like that. So it's so important for us to know.
Listen to me. I've been devising a plan that after Corona, I'm gonna go to Mars by myself. I'm gonna set up shop. I'm gonna build a little thing out there. Yeah. Find out how I can breathe. And I'm leaving Earth because this place is too mad for me.
It's crazy.
And you know what? Do you know how many people might have been in that situation where they chirps in their cousin?
Yeah. Loads. It happens loads of times. And it's not right. It's sickening to think about it, but it is real life and it does happen. So you can't hide the paternal parents from a child. You can't. It's not good because they're the ones who ultimately have to live with it. Do you know what I mean? You can't do it.
Especially like when you're dead and gone and then they're still on this earth trying to figure things out. Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
well, that's another part of my story from my dad's side. My dad passed away 4 years ago of cancer. And on his deathbed, he kept telling the nurses, oh, this is one of my
or asthma?
Cancer. He died of cancer. But he kept telling the nurses that were coming in, oh, this is another daughter, this is blah, blah, blah. And he confirmed it was 24 children that he had. So we're totaling it up and we're thinking, right, well, okay, we know of 16, including ourselves, the 4 boys in America. Who were the other 4? And even on his deathbed, he would not tell us who the other 4 were. He told us he knows that he's their father and we might all see him at the funeral. That was it. So he died without telling us who the other 4 were. Madness, but he said we might see them.
So how many immediate like that you've grown up with? Like how many did you grow up?
Including myself, 16, and we all know each other. We've grown up. We know each other's children. That's between Cardiff and London. The kids know. Now who they are. Well, they're getting to know it because, like I said, it is a big family, so it's hard for them. Like even my son, he's like, "Oh no, I don't. Oh, I can't."
And how many did your mum have?
So my mum had 3 of us. She had the last 3. Oh, really? The last 3.
Okay, cool.
And that we know of anyway, Kojo.
Listen to me, man. Thanksgiving at your house and Christmas must be on fire. What? It must be like carnival at Christmas. Jeez.
It's pure madness.
All because man went to the bar and got a little excited and then he wanted
exactly.
to meet up the place.
But my dad was constantly excited, trust me.
All right, Smiler, thank you for sharing that story though, man.
No problem.
I appreciate you, man. Take care, Queen.
That's
Oh, mate. I need a drink, man. I want to smoke some weed, and I don't smoke. These stories are scaring me, people. These stories are scaring me. It's mad. It's mad. I cannot believe what I am hearing. Man was at the bar chirping his cousin and didn't even know until the end. And you know what? You can't even take that back. You can't take back them compliments, fam. Yeah, man, you got a nice body, you know, I like your skin. Yeah. What, we're cousins? Don't lie. All right. All right. Cuz. All right. All right. Man, you very fam. You can't even take that back, cuz. You can't take it back. All right. Cuz. All right, you can't take it back, you know. You can't take it back, you know. Man's all sizing up his cousin like, yeah.
Hi, Kojo.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know you were going to put me now. Wait, let me put the light. Sorry, my hair is now.
Listen, we don't apologize for our hair. You hear what I'm saying to you? Yeah? You better take us as we are, goddammit.
I was in the front with my cousin. My cousin. This is why my hair is a bit messy. Can you see me now?
I can. Hello, beautiful lady. How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm good. You ain't got no bad news. You ain't got no bad story for me, have you?
Exactly what Smiley was saying, and I'm 100% with what she's saying. I have some part of my family is the same.
Okay, talk to me. What are you saying? So
I'm from
your name?
Marie.
Oh, Marie. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Marie.
Hello, Marie.
So I'm part Ivory Coast Ghanaian.
Ooh, nice.
And because we live in the river, so we are a lot mixed up.
Okay.
Mixed up meaning Ivory Coast Ghanaian, and part of my family, yes. Like some of my family found out later one day they were cousin. It was too late because the kids was already there. You know when we want to do the marriage back home?
Whoa. Wheel and come again.
Stop. Yeah.
Marie, let's take this very slowly, okay?
Yes, it happened.
I would like you to repeat what you just said. Did you just say to me that your cousins started dating and they had children and it was too late?
Yeah, when you want to do the big marriage, you know, when you're here, you live here for so many time and everything like that, you meet up and everything, you know, you're Ivory Coast or part, because some of my family, some part are just Ivorian, some part are just Ghanaian, and some are mixed up like me. I'll stop doing that. And later on, you want to do the proper big marriage, then you go over there back home, then you find out.
So now somewhere in Africa, I know that this isn't too strange. Yeah. That sometimes cousins, second cousins, and all the other stuff kind of get together. That's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
But these guys, they didn't know.
No.
And now they've got children.
Yeah, they didn't know, but because they went to marriage, but they are no cousin. You know, the cousin which is like nearby. It's like cousin.
Yeah. So like second cousins and third
cousin. It's still cousin. It doesn't matter, but you're still cousin. But it's because it's far away, it's fine. But kind of fine. But you just find out your cousin. It doesn't matter, but you know.
Living your love. She's like, Marie's busted up, you know. Wow. And the kids are fine, they're cool, everything.
Yeah. They're blessing. They are absolutely beautiful blessing. Yeah. So what can I say? This is why I don't go to my side of my country. because I don't want this announcement.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I think this is the perfect time to make sure that from now on we date outside of our race, because that is the only way you will 100% know ain't nobody in your family. Yeah, German, Swedish, Irish, English, all the issues. Get all of them issues
Outside
out
of your
there now,
country.
and let's get married. Because
No, outside of your country. No, outside of your country. You can still go with your black people or black brothers and king and everything. Yes, but outside of our country.
My dad might have gone to the Caribbean for a holiday for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And had a good time. You know, had a few brandy and cokes. He likes little Baileys. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He might have gone all the way to Trinidad, had one too many rotis. You know?
Yeah.
Just don't know. You just
No,
don't know
I say
anymore.
that.
I'm scared.
Now I say that because my dad, my dad is a man. He love women. He love women. And I know I'm the only child between my mom and him. I have stepbrother, but from his side, I have lots that I haven't met. I saw some by video chat, but no. Exactly like Smiley was saying. Yeah, her dad love a man, and he's a beautiful man. My dad is beautiful man, so yes.
Mr. Lover Man.
Yeah, I have to say, he's 60. He's still a lover man.
60. That's still young.
Yeah,
That's still young.
yeah. 60. Yeah.
Your dad's out here getting it in. What? What? Man. So, okay, so let me ask you the question. What do you think? Do you think people should take a paternity test at birth? Do you think it should be something that just happens at birth? Or do you think, like, you know, it's not necessary?
But it's all depending if they're not 100% sure. Okay. Let me close the door in my room. If they know they have been with the person and nothing happened and everything like that, you don't need to. Yeah. And anyway, the child will look similar like me. My child, both of my daughter, when she came out, she don't look like me. She look exactly like my ex-husband mom. So there's nothing.
Oh yeah, and it's true. Yeah, sometimes it's so true because my son looks a lot like my mum as well.
So what do you want me to say?
Yeah, he does. He looks like my mum as well, and like he looks very similar to my nieces and my nephews. Do you know what I mean? And they've got the same kind of mouth and nose and stuff. Yeah.
So there's sometimes you don't know. When you know that, it's like when you're not 100% sure that you went to a party and you flick here, you flick there, and definitely. But if not, you know. There's no nothing to say that, or you can, I'm not sure, because you know that who is the dad. Anyway, at the end of the day, the woman always know who is the dad.
Do you think so?
Yes, except if there was like something against, and she was no consent, and there was like a lot of people.
Of
then
course,
different
yeah, of course, yeah.
But if she know, she will know. She will know. She will know.
Man, I don't know why we complicated this world, man. We have complicated this world and life. But Marie, thank you so much for coming on, Queen. Lovely to meet you, man.
Much. I'm always behind you.
Thank you very much.
Love it what you're doing.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh man. Oh wow. This just gets more spicy, people. This is getting way too spicy, folks. Ugh. I'm nervous. I am. Someone said these men, boy. Mommy.
Good evening.
How are you, my brother?
I'm all right, Kojo. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Where are you?
I'm in the UK.
Okay.